Hello everyone. Today I'm thrilled to share with you 10 incredible slider recipes that will elevate your next gathering. We're talking about juicy, flavorful, and downright delicious sliders that will have your guests begging for more. Get ready to dive into a world of mini burger brilliance, from classic cheeseburgers to exotic Hawaiian delights. Let's get started. Number 1. You want the perfect burger? We're starting with the basics. The foundation of any respectable slider, the classic cheeseburger. First, grab your ground beef. Now don't be shy with the seasoning. Salt and pepper are your best friends here, but a touch of garlic powder and onion powder can take it to the next level. Remember, we're looking for flavor, not blandness. Get those patties formed and ready to hit the pan. A hot pan is key for a good sear. We want that beautiful crust on the outside while keeping the inside juicy and pink. Don't you dare overcook these patties. A minute or two per side should do the trick. Now for the cheese. I'm a fan of good old American cheese for that classic melt, but feel free to experiment. Cheddar, Monterey Jack, even a bit of Gruyere can work wonders. Place that cheese on top of the patty while it's still hot so it melts beautifully. Finally, the assembly. A toasted brioche bun is your best bet here. It's soft, buttery, and complements the burger perfectly. Add your favorite toppings: lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles, and don't forget a dollop of ketchup and mustard. There you have it, a classic cheeseburger slider done right. Ready to make your own? Alright, you've mastered the classic, now let's kick things up a notch. Number 2. Bacon cheeseburger sliders. Because everything's better with bacon, right? We're using the same principles as the classic cheeseburger, but with a smoky, salty twist. Start with your seasoned beef patties and get them sizzling in the pan. While those are cooking, let's talk bacon. Crispy, smoky bacon is what we're after. You can cook it in the same pan as the burgers, or use a separate pan if you prefer. Once your patties are cooked to perfection, it's time for the cheese. Again, American cheese is a solid choice, but cheddar or pepper jack can add an extra kick. Layer that cheese on top of the hot patty, followed by a couple of strips of that glorious bacon. Now, for a touch of sweetness and tang, we're adding a drizzle of BBQ sauce. Choose your favorite smoky, sweet, spicy, whatever tickles your fancy. Assemble your sliders on toasted brioche buns, and get ready for a flavor explosion. Don't wait, try these bacon cheeseburger sliders today and take your burger game to the next level. Number 3. For all you fungi lovers out there, these mushroom Swiss sliders are a dream come true. Earthy, savory, and utterly irresistible. They're the perfect choice for a sophisticated slider experience. First things first, let's get those beef patties seasoned and seared to perfection. While those are cooking, we'll focus on the mushrooms. I prefer cremini mushrooms for their rich flavor, but you can use your favorite variety. Slice them up and sauté them in a bit of butter or oil until they're golden brown and tender. Once your patties are cooked, it's time for the cheese. Swiss cheese is the star of the show here with its nutty, slightly sweet flavor. Place a generous slice on top of each patty and let it melt into gooey goodness. Now, for the final touch, pile those sautéed mushrooms on top of the melted cheese. For an extra layer of flavor, you can add some caramelized onions as well. Trust me, the combination is divine. Assemble your sliders on toasted brioche buns and prepare to be amazed. Number 4. Alright, let's turn up the heat with these fiery buffalo chicken sliders. If you're a fan of spicy food, these are right up your alley. Get ready for a flavor explosion that will leave you craving more. We're ditching the beef for these sliders and going with chicken instead. Cut boneless, skinless chicken breasts into small chunks and season them generously with salt, pepper, and your favorite spices. I like to add a bit of paprika and cayenne pepper for an extra kick. Heat some oil in a pan and cook the chicken until it's cooked through and slightly crispy on the outside. While the chicken is cooking, prepare your buffalo sauce. You can use a store-bought version or make your own. I'll share my secret recipe later. Once the chicken is cooked, toss it in the buffalo sauce until it's nicely coated. Now, for the assembly. Toasted brioche buns are still our go-to, but you can also use slider rolls or even mini tortillas. Add a dollop of blue cheese dressing and some shredded lettuce and get ready to experience a symphony of flavors. Number 5. Aloha! Get ready for a taste of paradise with these Hawaiian sliders. Sweet, savory, and bursting with tropical flavors, they're the perfect way to escape to a culinary island getaway. We're back to beef for these sliders, so season your patties and get them sizzling in the pan. While those are cooking, Let's prepare the star of the show, the pineapple. You can use fresh or canned pineapple rings, but make sure to grill them for a smoky sweetness that will blow your mind. Once your patties are cooked to perfection, it's time for the cheese. Cheddar or Monterey Jack are excellent choices for their mild flavor that complements the pineapple perfectly. Place a slice of cheese on top of each patty and let it melt. Now for the grand finale. Top each slider with a grilled pineapple ring and a drizzle of teriyaki sauce. For an extra touch of sweetness, you can add a sprinkle of toasted coconut flakes. Assemble your sliders on toasted brioche buns and get ready to experience a taste of the tropics. Number 6. Get ready for a taste of Southern comfort with these BBQ pulled pork sliders. Slow-cooked, tender, and bursting with smoky BBQ flavor, they're the perfect choice for a casual get-together. For these sliders, we're ditching the patties and going with pulled pork instead. You can use your favorite pulled pork recipe or buy it pre-made. The key here is to make sure the pork is cooked low and slow until it's fall-apart tender. Once your pulled pork is ready, mix it with your favorite BBQ sauce. I prefer a smoky, tangy sauce for these sliders, but you can use whatever you like. Warm the pork mixture in a slow cooker or on the stove top until it's heated through. Now, for the assembly. We're going with classic slider rolls for these bad boys. Pile a generous portion of the BBQ pulled pork on each roll and top it with a dollop of coleslaw for a refreshing crunch. These sliders are messy, delicious, and guaranteed to satisfy your cravings. Number 7. Opa! Transport yourself to the sunny shores of Greece with these flavorful Greek sliders. They're fresh, vibrant, and bursting with Mediterranean flavors that will tantalize your taste buds. For these sliders we're using ground lamb, which has a rich, slightly gamey flavor that pairs perfectly with the other ingredients. Season the lamb with salt, pepper, oregano, and a touch of garlic powder. Form the patties and get them sizzling in the pan. While the lamb is cooking, let's prepare the tzatziki sauce. This creamy, refreshing sauce is made with yogurt, cucumber, garlic, and dill. It's the perfect accompaniment to the lamb sliders. Once the lamb patties are cooked, it's time for the cheese. Feta cheese is the obvious choice here with its salty, tangy flavor that complements the lamb beautifully. Crumble some feta on top of each patty and let it soften slightly. Now for the final touch. Top each slider with a dollop of tzatziki sauce, some sliced cucumbers, tomatoes, and red onion. If you're feeling adventurous, you can add a few Kalamata olives as well. Assemble your sliders on toasted brioche buns and get ready for a taste of the Mediterranean. Number 8. Get ready for a taste of the holidays with these festive turkey cranberry sliders. They're light, flavorful, and perfect for a Thanksgiving feast or any occasion that calls for a touch of elegance. We're using ground turkey for these sliders, which is a leaner alternative to beef. Season the turkey with salt, pepper, sage, and a touch of thyme. Form the patties and get them sizzling in the pan. While the turkey is cooking, let's prepare the cranberry sauce. You can use a store-bought version or make your own. I prefer a homemade cranberry sauce with a hint of orange zest for a bright citrusy flavor. Once the turkey patties are cooked, it's time for the cheese. Swiss cheese is a great choice for these sliders, with its mild, nutty flavor that pairs well with the turkey and cranberry sauce. Place a slice of Swiss cheese on top of each patty and let it melt. Now for the final touch. Top each slider with a spoonful of cranberry sauce and a few baby spinach leaves for a touch of freshness. Assemble your sliders on toasted brioche buns and get ready for a taste of the holidays. Number 9. Calling all heat seekers. These spicy jalapeno sliders are not for the faint of heart. They're fiery, flavorful, and guaranteed to set your taste buds ablaze. We're back to beef for these sliders, so season your patties with salt, pepper, cumin, and chili powder. For an extra kick, add some finely chopped jalapeños to the beef mixture. Form the patties and get them sizzling in the pan. While the beef is cooking, let's prepare the jalapeno mayo. This creamy, spicy condiment is made with mayonnaise, chopped jalapeños, lime juice, and cilantro. It's the perfect way to add an extra layer of heat to these sliders. Once the beef patties are cooked, it's time for the cheese. Pepper jack cheese is the ideal choice for these sliders, with its spicy kick that complements the jalapeños perfectly. Place a slice of pepper jack cheese on top of each patty and let it melt. Now for the final touch. Top each slider with a dollop of jalapeno mayo and a few slices of fresh jalapeños. If you're feeling really adventurous, you can add a sprinkle of crushed red pepper flakes as well. Assemble your sliders on toasted brioche buns and get ready for a fiery flavor explosion. Number 10, Buongiorno. Get ready for a taste of Italy with these fresh and flavorful Caprese sliders. They're light, elegant, and perfect for a summer gathering or a romantic dinner for two. We're using beef for these sliders, but we're keeping the seasoning simple with just salt and pepper. Form the patties and get them sizzling in the pan. While the beef is cooking, let's prepare the Caprese salad. This classic Italian salad is made with fresh mozzarella cheese, sliced tomatoes, and basil leaves. It's the perfect topping for these sliders. Once the beef patties are cooked, it's time for the cheese. We're using fresh mozzarella cheese for these sliders, which has a soft, milky texture that melts beautifully. Place a slice of mozzarella on top of each patty and let it melt slightly. Now for the final touch. Top each slider with a few slices of tomato, a basil leaf, and a drizzle of balsamic glaze. The balsamic glaze adds a touch of sweetness and acidity that balances the flavors perfectly. Assemble your sliders on toasted brioche buns and get ready for a taste of Italy. There you have it, 10 incredible slider recipes that will take your next gathering to the next level. From classic cheeseburgers to exotic Hawaiian delights, there's a slider for every taste and occasion. Don't be afraid to mix things up and create your own versions of these sliders. Experiment with different cheeses, toppings, and sauces to find your perfect combination. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.